Hey everybody, what's going on? My name is Yuka and welcome to my guide for tips for beginners and a guide for new players. When you first start out in Albion Online, you'll be quite limited in terms of crafting, gathering, and combat related items that you can wield, along with what materials you can gather and craft. Crafting requires specific raw or refined materials, so take your time looking over the Destiny board and explore the items that you might be interested in crafting. Remember that there's no predetermined path you have to follow, so if you start out crafting axes and using those in combat, you can freely switch to crafting pretty much anything else or using any other weapon or armor that you kind of want to get your hands on. So the limits and the combinations are almost limitless. Don't be afraid to check out what gear has which ability types or what kind of things will match or fit with your playstyle. Do daily expeditions. At the absolute beginning of your Albion Online journey, making silver and obtaining new items and materials to use later can be quite confusing and somewhat of a daunting task. As soon as you're able, I'd recommend jumping into at least a few daily expeditions. This way, you can gain a daily silver spawner from the expedition, silver from completing the expedition, silver from the enemy mobs, and fame from hacking and slashing your way through each expedition. So not only are you gaining the silver for the expeditions alone, but you'll be gaining the fame needed to wield and use stronger and higher tier combat relative equipment that you'll need. Buy a personal island. If you've started playing Albion Online, chances are that you'll have at least a few days of premium on your account. Capitalize on this by buying a personal island before your premium expires, and you won't be able to purchase one without premium currently. You don't want to be stuck wishing you had a personal island when your premium expires, and for one reason or another, you just don't feel like getting premium status again. The reason for this is owning an island opens up a few more avenues for easy ways for you to make silver at a steady pace. First, you'll probably want to start farming carrots, as these will unlock more farming options and quickly give you enough fame to begin raising mounts. Mounts are currently not a lucrative way to make silver, and you'll likely lose at least a few thousand silver here and then while raising them. But farming crops like carrots, beans, wheat, flowers, etc., and other low tier consumables quickly become free money due to the seed return and produce yield that you'll get. Always use focus when you farm plots. This will increase your yield, the seed return, and the seeds that you have purchased will have ended up paying for themselves tenfold in just a couple of days. Another tip for that fact alone is to buy seeds from the exchange. They are always cheaper. Feel free to check the prices from the seed farmer and produce seller on your personal island, but 9 times out of 10, they're always going to be cheaper if you purchase them from the exchange. Gather materials. Gathering materials in Albion Online is the heart and soul of Albion. Since items that can be obtained in Albion are created by the players, its economy is probably the most profitable source that you can take advantage of. Be sure to check your map and find towns that have limited supply resources that you've decided to gather elsewhere. Then, take a journey on horse or ox to the exchange and sell your materials at a higher price in a city that has a demand for those resources. It might pay dividends to check a couple of cities before you decide to sell your materials off in bulk, but when you do, check the market, create a sell order that's competitive with both price and quantity. If you go ahead undercutting everyone, sure, you'll get a quick sale, but pricing materials and items competitively in the exchange will always pay better profit in the long run. Explore and ask questions. Exploring different biomes in Albion will get you familiar with resources, mob spawns, and which areas of Albion are best for you to gather and kill mobs. While blue zones are safe for all players, yellow, red, and black zones hold some of the rarest and more precious sought after materials. But keep in mind, red and black zones, gathering makes you a potential target in those areas for players who want to reap an easy kill and take the materials that you've been gathering. If you die in a red or black zone, you will lose everything you have with you, so venture off when you're prepared and confident enough in your own abilities to either escape or fight. I'm sure you're aware by now, after me just saying that not everyone in Albion is friendly. But finding like-minded players or using global chat and local chat to ask questions can be really helpful at times. I'm pretty confident that YouTube is probably the best place for information pertaining to Albion Online, The Albion community is growing so much every day, but you can always find helpful players by asking questions within game in either the global or local chats. It can be hit and miss, but sometimes you'll find somebody that's more than happy to help you. Last but not least, invest in gold. That might seem counterproductive or counterintuitive, as I'm sure you've been exchanging gold for silver to give you a good head start in Albion. Just remember to exchange only a little more than you immediately need, because the price of gold will fluctuate daily. Keep an eye on the gold exchange as often as possible. You might think that it's not worth your time, but in actuality, trading silver to gold and back again at the right times can get you a nice chunk of spending money for just a few minutes of your time throughout each day during your play session. Make it a part of your daily tasks while checking livestock, harvesting crops, or gathering, whatever you're doing. You'll be glad you did it, and trust me, 10 silver here, 10 silver there adds up really quick over a few hours of playing Albion. Those are all the tips I have for you guys. If you're new to Albion, welcome. Hopefully I'll see you in game. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Leave me a thumbs up if you liked this video, thumbs down if you didn't. And as always guys, I will catch you in the next one.